So the word fame just came to me. This is so cool. The word fame is just like the word face. Divides by 5 beautifully. Fame is 10 points higher than face. Moses spoke to God face to face. Every word divides by 5. I don't think there's any greater joy than speaking with the Almighty face to face. Pure 5s, the joy of a face, the joy of God's fame. And famous, we just solved, and other synonyms, pure 5. So this is a huge revelation, exciting puzzle pieces being put together here. So we just solved the word famous, found the 5s in it, the joy of God and being famous. And hold on a second. And then the word fame. So the word fame is 25, perfectly half a joy. And the root is the FAM. Okay, so whether you say fame with an E or famous, it's all 5s. It's all the joy of God in his own fame and in being famous. So FAM, there's another root that you get to rip through the English dictionary. That FAM parallels JOY perfectly. You have 2 plus 1s, one letter divides by 3, right out of the kisser. FAM is banging, JOY, banging joy, banging joy, banging joy, okay? So the word family comes to mind, the joy in a family. Now we're talking about God's family. We're talking about all Christians, all believers worldwide. That's God's family, okay? And God's call to all people to come into the family of God by confessing that Jesus Christ is God and believing in your heart that God raised him from the dead. You then are forgiven and saved, okay? Confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord. Believe in your heart that God the Father raised him from the dead, and you are forgiven for all time, and you are now a child of God and blessed forevermore. So fame, FAM equals 20, and then the E is like a cherry on top. Bang! The joy, the 5, the joy of God in his fame, and then the joy of God in being famous. That goes really high. That adds 55. This is so beautiful. So I got to get these equations on the table. It's one thing for me to speak it. We'll get this in a second, but isn't it amazing how God ordained the word face, as in a human face, far greater, infinitely greater, the face of God himself, the holiest sight anyone could ever imagine, okay? Face is 15. Face is pure 5s, okay? Just like the word fame takes it 10 points higher. And how do we know a famous person? By their face. If you just see their body, you might not know who it is. But if you see their face, you recognize, I know that person. That person's famous. Why? I've seen that face before. Okay? Many people have seen that face. We reckon. Okay? Awesome. This is the joy of God, though, in being famous. So let's look at this. And then face. Okay? So face equals 15. Face is 10 plus 5. This is so perfect. Look at this. Okay? The joy of God in his fame and in being famous. So FAM, that 3 letters, flawless for joy, equals 25, half a joy. Fame adds 5 points, the E. Famous adds 55 points. Beautiful. Could it be any more glaring? The 5s, the joy of God in being famous, in his fame, and in every face. The joy that God takes in your face. Okay? And the word I divides by 5. And we can solve facial anatomy parts in detail later. And we've already started on that. Isn't that amazing? The word fame parallels the word face, okay? 10 points higher. Remember, 5 is the number of joy. The joy of fame, the joy of being famous. And that belongs to God, okay? He is the famous one. It's his fame that we exist for. Amazing. Okay. Wow. I never forget a face. God certainly does not. Amazing. Just a quick review of some of the words we've been... Oh yeah, we just came off solving all the synonyms of the joy of being famous, talking about God. So there, fame, famous. So now we have another party to look up for homework, and that is English words that contain fam. Like family comes to mind. And familiar. Okay, the joy of familiarity. Okay, there's a lot of There's a lot of 5s in this, but it's starting with the obvious. Okay, there you go.